You're listening to X-Ray FM at KXRY Portland and KQAC HD3 Portland, 107.1 and 91.1 FM, streaming online everywhere at xray.fm. Our producer this morning is Miranda Selinger. Assistant producer, Joey Palchak. Audio engineer, also Joey Palchak. I think he cloned himself. Video engineer, Chase Spross and Jamie Zangwell. And the news was by really everybody. Vanessa Watson, we didn't say her name yet, but, you know, it was a group effort. X-Ray would like to thank Tom Dwyer and Tom Dwyer Automotive. Tom Dwyer Automotive helped kickstart X-Ray, and we thank them for their continued support today. Located at the east end of the Selwood Bridge at 530 South Tenino Street, where they've been for 30 years. Tom Dwyer Automotive specializes in vehicle repair and maintenance services. Thank you for being eco-certified and initiating your carbon-neutral project. Find out more at tomdwyer.com, where you can also see a page on politics and values from a Fix-It shop. Thank you, Portland. Thank you, Tom Dwyer Automotive.
News and commentary brought to you by longtime supporter of X-Ray FM, Morel Inc. Morel Inc., a full-service, union-run and all-in-one shop, meeting all printing needs from postcards and brochures to posters and lawn signs, as well as a wide variety of other promotional materials. Morel Inc., ink on anything and mail anywhere. Locations and more information at morelinc.biz.
Today on X-Ray, News with Friends with myself, Kira Lindenberg, and my friend, Hannah Rosenau.
Hey.
Hey. A new Oh My Dollar with Lillian Kerbig and Will Romy. Always looking forward to that. Then followed by Kickstand Comedy, who will hop on the mic with their special guest of the week, Beau Brosseau. Gosh, I hope I said that right. There was a lot of E's and A's and U's in there. Minority Retorts Jason Lamb will then interview author Marlon James. In just a moment, you can text us. Sometimes I can't figure out how to use my computer. You can always text us or a comment or a question at 971-220-5979. That's 971-220-5979. We might read your text on the air, so if you want to be recognized, include your name. You can also tweet at our Twitter handle at XRayFM.
Also, all X-Ray in the Morning episodes are available on our archive on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/XRayInTheMorning and in the iTunes store. In just a moment, we'll talk about the news.
X-Ray.
Good morning and welcome to X-Ray in the Morning, the show of shows.
Yay!
Weather report. Rain and cooler.
Time for news and commentary. I'm Jefferson Smith.
Good news, everyone!
Nerd alert!
What did we learn this morning?
I learned that there's a storm coming.
You did learn that.
It's like a bowl of grape nuts for your mind.
Sleepy, it's rainy, it's dark, but feeling good.
Hi, Hannah.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Friday.
That's not an emotion, but I guess it kind of is.
Yeah.
It's Friday, and I'm ready to swing. How's your week been?
Well, getting back in the saddle with work.
Are you a cowboy?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that about
I'm
you.
a cowgirl now.
Okay, I'm sorry, a cowgirl. It was very...
Yeah. I feel like every morning I'm talking about, like, when will it be sunny when we wake up?
Yeah.
It's not happening quite yet.
No. But you know what? The other day, I think maybe it was last Friday, because I usually get out of work at like 5:30 or 6. Maybe I got out like a minute early, and it was the first day, I feel like, in my entire life, maybe, where I walked, I mean, at least like since the winter, where I walked out the door and I was like, the sun. I
know.
can still see the sun.
I know. I was like, oh, the window, I could see it, and I'm like, I gotta leave, just even if it's like right now, just to get a glimpse.
To, like, dance down the sidewalk.
Exactly.
Like, do you guys see that in the sky?
Exactly. From my office, though, I can see when all those crows come in downtown
Sorry,
Portland.
Is that like a thing that happens like
yes
every day at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. I don't work downtown, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we read a story about it about 3 weeks ago, if you were tuned in.
Hey, yeah.
But like all these crows will flock
shame me now.
downtown. They'll flock downtown at like sunset, and it's really creepy. And so if I miss leaving before it's sunny out, at least I see that.
At least you see the creepy crows descend upon our city.
Yeah.
It's funny because like lots of birds do that at sunset. I mean, if you drive through like a field at sunset, you'll see, I don't know, the swallows or whatever. Like those.
If you drive through a field? Where do you work?
I'm a cowgirl.
Oh, right.
Oh, boy. Anyway, I'm just saying it's only creepy because it's crows. If they were little birds, you'd be like, oh my God, how cute.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's definitely ominous.
Crows want to murder all of us and our dogs.
For good reason.
Yeah. When I used to walk my dog around in Northeast, there were crows that, I'm not kidding you, would like dive bomb us.
Yeah.
And I had to like carry a stick with me to try to like shoot them. Like
You
they
should have
wanted
carried
to.
hot dogs.
Not for the crows, just as a general rule
Just
of life.
have them in your pocket.
Always be carrying hot dogs.
No, then they'll befriend you and they'll be dive bombing you like for kisses and treats.
Carrie, listen, if you take nothing else away from this news show,
Sorry.
carry hot dogs in your pocket because crows will dive bomb you for kisses. This may be
Okay.
the best sentence I've ever said. Anyway, real news?
Sure.
Okay.
I just need to think about myself.
It's hard to come back from that one, but I'm glad we had our moment of fun because the news is not as fun.
Yeah, get ready.
Our top national story is that the polar vortex sets records and kills at least 21. The Midwest and Northeast United States saw new record low temperatures this Wednesday and Thursday due to a cold snap caused by cold air moving south from the Arctic polar vortex. The extremely cold weather is believed to be linked to 21 deaths. Energy systems across the Midwest have been exhausted by the sustained cold, leading to some power failures. Oof, you do not want to have a power failure in the middle of a vortex. The weather has also caused closed businesses and schools, canceled flights, and many cases of frostbite. The release of cold air from the polar vortex has been linked to climate change trends. Studies show statistical correlations between long-term climate change, Arctic sea ice loss, and changes to the polar vortex. While the Midwest is expected to see some relief soon, the northeastern U.S. is buckling down for even colder temperatures. Can we talk about polar vortexes for a minute?
Yeah, it's the hot topic. It's the cold topic.
Yeah. I mean, you already made the joke.
Damn.
Cover your earmuffs. Anyway, so okay, I feel like I need to address this because some people in our country think, like like our president.
I cannot believe that tweet.
Oh yeah, yeah. What did he say? Like, come back, global warming. We need you.
Yeah.
But not as if he actually believes in global warming. As if he's like making fun of people who believe in like data and empirical evidence and stuff.
Yeah.
So real quick, here's why global warming is linked to this cold snap. Essentially, if you were to like zoom out and look at the globe, you've got these like stripes of air, and they tend to stay where they're supposed to be. So like from the equator up to 30 degrees of latitude, like you've got one stripe of air and it moves in, I think from west to east, I can't remember. And then from 30 degrees to 60 degrees, you've got another stripe of air and it moves in the opposite direction. So that's where you get these winds, right? And it all has to do with like water moving. You're like glazing over right now.
No, I'm learning.
I'm telling you this. Listen, I think this is important because we have to like arm ourselves with knowledge. So the next time somebody, like in your family or whatever is like, global warming isn't real, you're like, let me school you real fast. So anyway, the fact that these air stripes, they like move in different directions and they have like totally different pressures, it kind of keeps everything in place. And this polar vortex, like it's especially because like there's the biggest difference in temperature between the equator and the poles, right? And like it's because it's winter right now in the northern hemisphere, so the Arctic pole is pointing away from the sun, so it should be really extremely cold. But there's been this warming, like the warming of the atmosphere in general I think they call it like sudden stratospheric warming. It basically has increased the temperature of the very top layer of the atmosphere. And what that's done is messed up, like the pressure of these different stripes keeps everything in place. But the vortex, the polar vortex has now, like there isn't that same temperature gradient, so it's kind of falling apart. So rather than being like stuck in place as this one big vortex, it's like split into two because it's getting warmer. It's like getting warmer and weaker because, the polar ice caps are melting. And so as it gets weaker, it sort of falls is the wrong word, but it's like more able to like intermingle with the other air. So that's why you're getting, it's not that we suddenly are seeing cold temperatures. It's just that the air isn't staying where it's supposed to stay.
Yeah. I saw this picture of, it was basically like a dip, like the cold wind just like bloop, dipped out. And that bloop is like all of Canada and the Midwest. Like it's a big bloop.
It's a big bloop. Yeah. So I'm sorry if that was the most boring. It's real, 7:13. Hey, it's 7:13. Have some more coffee. But that's why this cold snap is happening, and it's not like happening in addition to global warming. It's happening because of global warming.
Very good point in that. I mean, it's just like awe-inspiring in terms of I never thought that I would see negative 40 degrees in the U.S.
No.
I mean, just even that number is so hard to comprehend.
Yeah.
What it would feel like to live there or like to experience that. It's like I get cold if like I forget to turn the heater on at night and I wake up and I'm like, oh, God.
Right. And it's like 55 degrees. And
Yes.
you're like, it's freezing in here.
And some people, they had to set their thermostats just at 60 because they didn't want to like use all them.
Just at 60.
Yeah.
Do you really, like if you're at negative 40, that's like, it's 100-degree difference. That's insane.
I know, but if you think about just putting I know, it's too much.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying like that's a weird thing to comprehend.
And the pictures, did you see the pictures of Lake Michigan?
Mm-mm.
There's some amazing pictures coming out where it's like ice and there's like, I'll call it steam. It might be fog. I don't know what the correct weather term is, but it's just, it's intense. And these cities are looking like post-apocalyptic because they're empty and then like this fog steam is just rolling everywhere. Or the videos of people putting the water up and it just freezes immediately.
That you really needed her arm movement to get that joke. Was it? A shovel? Is that what that was?
Well, yeah, they're taking like cups of water and just putting it up in the air,
and
splashing
it's
it
like
up, and it's freezing immediately, or it's like crystallizing and doing
Holy
these
cow.
things.
I knew the future would be amazing.
Yeah.
I thought there would be like hoverboards, but instead we're just able to freeze cups of water in the air.
Yep.
I mean, take what you can get, right? Should we move on?
Yep.
Won't you please read the next story for us?
Okay. So it looks like Senate Republicans criticized Trump's policy on Syria and Afghanistan. The Senate has voted overwhelmingly to advance an amendment drafted by Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to express opposition to the, quote, precipitous withdrawal of troops from Syria. The amendment is attached to a broader bipartisan Middle East policy bill, which is expected to easily pass in the Senate next week. This marks the second time in 2 months that this Republican-led Senate has expressed opposition to the president on foreign policy. In December, senators voted to end military assistance to Saudi Arabia in reaction to their killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The vote showed strong bipartisan disapproval for President Trump's defense of Saudi Arabia in regard to the Khashoggi affair. The new resolution puts on record the Republican-led Senate's opposition to Trump's sudden and controversial decision to withdraw all troops from Syria while declaring victory over ISIS last month. Instead of finding support in his own party, President Trump's foreign policy decisions are gaining support from such unlikely Democrats as Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and Kristen Gillibrand, who all support the decision to withdraw troops from Syria and Afghanistan. Trump's lack of Republican support is unsurprising, given that his foreign policy has never closely aligned with the Republican Party's stances on international affairs ever.
Just as a side note, remember when Trump was a Democrat? Remember when he was a big supporter of Hillary Clinton?
And Planned Parenthood.
Oh, man. Yeah, that would be funny if it wasn't so insane.
I mean, I know that he is only going for his best, like whatever he wants. It's not party aligned. Like he was
whatever's in his best interest.
Well, I don't even know if best, probably, but whatever serves him at that moment in time.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll be a Republican because through that channel I can be this person.
I
But
can make more money is what I'm guessing.
yeah, it all comes down to money for him. So it is interesting that he's gone so, if we're using a circle, if we're using wind patterns, he's gone so this way that he's now aligned with Sanders, Warren, and
he's gone so west to east that now he's aligning with the east to west people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really interesting. And I'm glad that the Senate Republicans are finally standing up to Trump. I mean, my guess is that it has something to do with the fact that his approval ratings are like in the toilet at the moment. But, you know, thank you for finally standing up to like our extremely erratic president and the decisions that he makes with like no forethought. Or I was reading some interviews with people who are currently in Syria, you know, like U.S. troops, and they are just, you know, they're kind of dumbfounded of like, oh, we don't have a plan. You're not going to like, by this date, we're going to, you know, they're like, we've never seen anything like it. Like, okay, we're just leaving. You're done. I don't, and you know, I was kind of racking my brain, like, this is so complicated, and, you know, political, I don't know, moving around the risk board is so complicated that I don't entirely always understand the motives.
Right.
But as far as I can tell, I think we just have less to gain in Syria, which is horrible and an awful way to think about a country that's like war torn at the moment.
Yeah.
But hey,
let's take a little.
let's
take a break, and then we'll come back with some Talk Media news.
Yeah, sounds good.